Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from KME Group 9. Will present about biography of Prof. Syed Naquib al-Attas. His full name is Syed Muhammad Naquib ibn Abdullah ibn Muhsin al-Attas. He is a Malaysian Muslim philosopher. As you can see, this is a poster that we made about Prof. Syed Naquib al-Attas.
Name Nur Ismahani binti Zulkifli, matric number 1200X69. Background: Prof. Syed Naquib al-Attas was born on 5 September 1931 and now he is 90 years old. He was born in Bogor, Jawa Barat. He is one of the few contemporary scholars who is thoroughly rooted in the traditional Islamic science and who is equally competent in theology, philosophy, metaphysics, history and literature. Besides, he is the pioneer in proposing the idea of Islamization of knowledge. Al-Attas' philosophy and methodology of education have one goal, which is Islamization of the mind, body and soul and its effects on the personal and collective life on Muslims as well as others, including the spiritual and physical non-human environment. Furthermore, he is the author of 27 works on various aspects of Islamic thought and civilization, particularly on Sufism, cosmology, metaphysics, philosophy, and Malay language and literature.
My name is Nurul Imam binti Muhammad Nasir. My mention number is 1200X64 and I will explain about the education of Professor Syed Naquib al-Attas. In 1951, after al-Attas finished his secondary school, he entered the Malay Regiment as a cadet officer and then he was selected to study at Eton Hall, Chester, England and then the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, UK. He travelled widely, drawn especially to Spain and North Africa, where his Islamic heritage had a profound influence on him. In 1957, Al-Attas felt the need to study and he pursued studies at University of Malaya. In 1962, Al-Attas received his MA degree with distinction in Islamic philosophy with his thesis Raniri and the Wujudiyah of 17th century Aceh. Then he went to the School of Oriental and African Study, University of London. In 1970, he moved to the new National University of Malaysia as head of Department of Malay Language and Literature and then Dean of Faculty of Art. He advocated the use of Malay language as the language of instruction at the university level and proposed an integrated method by using Malay language, by studying Malay language, cultures and literatures, so that the role and influence of Islam and its relationship with other languages and cultures would be studied with clarity. In 1987, Al-Attas became a director and founder in the International Institute of Islamic Thought and Civilization (ISTAC) that was established in Kuala Lumpur. The institution strives to bring an integrated Islamization into the consciousness of its students and faculty. The interest part is to throughout the campus and the ground.
Next is contribution. As a scholar of Islam, Professor Al-Attas has made a significant contribution to the contemporary world of Islam in the domain of Islamization of contemporary knowledge and Muslim education. First is language. Professor Al-Attas replaced English language with the Malay language as the medium of instruction at the tertiary level of education. He has delivered more than 400 lectures throughout Europe, United States, Japan and the Far East and the Muslim world. Next is calligrapher. He is also an able calligrapher and his work was exhibited at the Trompet Museum in Amsterdam in 1954. Next contribution was plan and design. He also planned and designed the building of ISTAC 1991 and the unique scroll of the Ar-Razali Chair 1993 and the auditorium of most of ISTAC, as well as the landscaping and interior decor, imbuing them with a unique Islamic tradition and cosmopolitan character. Lastly, Professor Al-Attas' work has received international recognition and he is at present listed at the 500 most influenced Muslim in the world by the Royal Islamic Strategy Muslim Center report.
My name Nur Aisyah binti Azli. My matrix number 1200834. Manuscript written by Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas. First, Islam and Secularism. This book was written 40 years ago. This book is one of the most creative and original works of the Muslim thinker in the contemporary Muslim world. Professor Al-Attas deals with fundamental problems faced by contemporary Muslims and provide real solutions. Based on all the preceding explanation, the author proceeds to analyze the Muslim dilemma by declaring that it should be resolved primarily through what he calls the Islamization of contemporary knowledge. Numerous original and profound ideas are contained in this book, such as the concept of deen, hikmah, adab, makna and ta'dib, and their significance in the development of an Islamic system of education. This is a must-read book for all Muslims and those concerned with the problem and effect of secularization in our world today. Second, on justice and the nature of man. The first part of this book discusses on the meaning of justice itself based on verse 58 of Surah An-Nisa. The same message is delivered in the second part of the book when he refutes the Western view of human evolution theory. Here, he blends philosophy with history, which is one of his distinctive talent. The human being is seen only in the materialistic form in the Western view, while according to Islam, human being also has to deal with the soul, which is the king of our physical bodies. Third, the degrees of existence. Another book from the Islamic thinker and philosopher Syed Muhammad Naquib al-Attas is the degrees of existence. This book extensively covers the metaphysics and attempts a philosophical summary of the book, the reality and concept of existence, offering it from an Islamic perspective.
My name is Nur Ilham Sofia binti Muhammad Fauzilan. My matric number is 1200909. The quote, "Justice and injustice indeed begins and ends with the self." This quote can be identified in Professor Al-Attas' book, which is Islam, the Concept of Religion and the Foundation of Ethics and Morality. Professor Al-Attas mentioned that in Islam, all virtues are religious. It has to do with the freedom means the power to do justice itself. According to him, justice in Islam is not a concept referring to a state of affairs which can operate only within a two-person relation, such as between one man and another, or between the society and the state, or but for more profoundly and fundamentally. So it refers in a primary way to the harmonious and right by balanced relationship existing between the man and himself, and a secondary way only to such as exist between him and another or others, between him and his fellow man, and ruler and king, and state and society. Therefore, regarding to the problem, can one be unjust to oneself? Professor Al-Attas answered positively that justice and injustice indeed begins and ends with the self. Furthermore, he gives an instance as what has happened in Western culture and civilization that a man who commits suicide may be regarded as committing an unjust act, but because his suicide deprives the state of the services of a useful citizen. As a result, his justice is not to himself, but to the state and society. That is why Professor Al-Attas had given a profound concept of al-adalah, as he defined or connoted justice as a harmonious condition or state of affairs, whereby everything is in its right and proper place, whether it refers to things or living beings.